If you want to learn how to make the perfect bowl of matcha tea, you've come to the right place. In this episode, we're going to walk you through how to make matcha just like a tea master. We'll show you the right temperature to use, the perfect powder to water ratio, whisking technique, and how to avoid clumps. This video is an excerpt from our book Matcha Masterclass, a 140-page guide on all things matcha. You can get the full book for free when you sign up using the link below. Now let's make some matcha magic. So if you want to create your own Japanese tea ceremony at home, you'll want to drink the matcha plain, mixed only with water. This may be an acquired taste for some, but it's the healthiest and most rewarding way to drink matcha tea. Not only are you able to take full advantage of the health benefits of matcha, but you'll also be able to pick up on the distinct taste notes of each matcha variety. This matcha bowl is how the true matcha lovers enjoy their tea. To make it, we'll follow a very simple set of instructions. This may seem intimidating, but after practicing it a few times, you should be able to have a foamy bowl of matcha tea in less than 2 minutes. Just remember the basics: 1 teaspoon of matcha powder, 1/3 cup of water at a temperature of 140 to 175 degrees Fahrenheit, or 60 to 80 degrees Celsius. If you want to take your matcha to the next level, here's the complete process you can follow. 1. Soaking the whisk. Before you make a bowl of matcha, you'll want to soak the tea whisk. This chasen is made out of a single piece of bamboo, and the fine bristles can be extremely fragile, especially when they're dry. You can prepare this just by soaking it in warm water, or also by moving it around in the water slowly. This will make the bristles more pliable and less likely to break. 2. Preheating the chawan. When you're making a bowl of matcha, you want to preheat the tea bowl by pouring in some warm water. A cold tea bowl, particularly a heavier clay tea bowl like this chawan, will cool off the tea very quickly, so you'll actually want to start with a warm bowl so the tea inside can stay warmer for longer. 3. Scooping the powder. Unlike with leaf tea, matcha tea doesn't need to steep, so there's no need to worry about brewing time. The tea is stronger in flavor because you're drinking the entire leaf, not just an infusion. Because of this, instead of using 5 grams like you would with a leaf tea, you can start out with 2 grams of powder. This is roughly 1 teaspoon. 4. Sifting the powder. We recommend sifting the matcha powder into a bowl before you use it. Matcha is extremely sensitive to humidity, and it will begin to form clumps as soon as you open it. To remove these clumps, you'll want to measure out your 2 grams of matcha powder and then try to push it through the strainer into the bowl. This will allow the matcha powder to mix evenly into the bowl and make the drinking experience much more pleasant. When you're drinking matcha plain without milk or sugar, it's very important to use high quality matcha powder or the drink will be extremely bitter. If you want to try the best matcha teas we found during our travels around Japan, you can browse the ceremonial matcha on our website, neoteas.com. 5. Getting the right temperature. We recommend a temperature between 140 and 175 degrees Fahrenheit, or 60 to 80 degrees Celsius. If the tea is too hot, it can show a little bit more astringency, and if it's too cold, it actually won't mix as well into the water, and the flavor will be more watery. If you keep the water temperature in this range, you should be able to make a nice tasting matcha with a beautiful foam. 6. Adding in the water. You should use 80 milliliters of water for a bowl of matcha. One tip we like to recommend is not adding all the water in at once. Start with 1 tablespoon and mix the matcha powder into a paste. This paste makes it easier to see the clumps and smooth them out so they don't end up in the final matcha. Once you have the smooth matcha paste with no clumps, you can then add the rest of the water in. 7. Mixing in the powder. When whisking a matcha, you can first begin by scraping off the sides and the bottom of the tea bowl to make sure all the matcha is combined into the water. This will make sure that you have an even consistency and a good foam. 8. Whisking the matcha. You can then move the chasen quickly through the water in a zigzag motion using your wrist to mix it into the water. You should be careful not to drag the tea whisk at the bottom, but rather keep it more towards the surface of the tea. You can then switch to faster zigzag motions with your wrist, and the tea will begin to form this beautiful foam. If you watch tea masters make a bowl of matcha, you'll notice their arm is completely still. It's all in the wrist. Mastering this technique will allow you to create a beautiful foam on the top of your matcha. The foam on the matcha is very important when it comes to the flavor. These small bubbles aerate the tea, giving it a smoother taste and a creamier texture. This is how you get your matcha to taste like a latte, but without cream or sugar. 9. Drinking the matcha. Once you're done preparing your matcha, you can just drink it out of the bowl. During the tea ceremony, you either drink the matcha out of your own chawan or you share it with a guest. If you want to start making delicious bowls of matcha tea at home, you can get everything you need on our website. We have over a dozen different varieties of premium, pesticide-free matcha from all over Japan, and you can even get a customizable matcha set with different bowls to choose from. In the next video, we're going to learn how to make the best matcha latte, but if you don't want to wait that long, you can get the full book for free by signing up using the link below. Until then, we'll see you next time.